Yes, please. I love it. I love it so much. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little quiet lately. I know there hasn't been a whole lot of like super exciting, really awesome things to like really talk about on the channel for me personally. I have had some updates. It was exciting to talk about, some of the Argyle stuff and some of the updates about Henry Cavill's upcoming movies, which I really love. The trailer for The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. If you want to check out my reaction for that, is on the channel now. And if you're new, I do appreciate you stopping by, so don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoy this video. But since there hasn't been a whole lot of like huge news stories or, a lot of this trend, a lot of the stuff that I tend to share on the channel, sometimes there's a little bit of, a decrease in exciting things to talk about or like big announcements. And speaking of Henry Cavill, I want to take a trip down memory lane and just look at the amazing suits that we've had the opportunity to see him in the DC Extended Universe. Superman, the most beautiful, amazing, glorious Superman suit ever made, and I don't care, I will die on that hill, okay? I will just start off by saying, Michael Wilkinson, the costume designer for a lot of the suits that we got in the DCEU, the Superman suit, Ben Affleck's Batman suit, Wonder Woman suit, the Amazon suits in Zack Snyder's Justice League, absolutely amazing. Like, he nailed it so spot on. You don't want it to be completely out of left field and unrecognizable, and you still want it to be inspired by the comics and what people are expecting to see, what people expect to see in a suit from these characters. But at the same time, you want it to feel modern and new, and there needs to be new things that people haven't seen on these suits before, and new ideas and design elements that are like, wow, that's really a cool take on that suit. That's interesting. And it's even in video games, comic books, animated movies, there's always, with these characters, there's a lot of different variations of suits that we see in different designs, and artists all have really their own take on it. Let's start with the Man of Steel suit, shall we? Obviously, a lot of people freaked out that there were no red trunks. That is like the traditional look for Superman in the comics and the animated shows, and then of course the Christopher Reeve movies and Superman Returns, but they removed the trunks. Thank you for that. I don't have a problem with variations that do have the trunks, but this sleek bodysuit, yes please. And this deep, rich, the blue, people say it's muted. A lot of people have said it's muted and dull, but I think one thing that these suits have in common, especially the, Diana's Wonder Woman suit and Superman, they have like this regal look to them, this regal aesthetic. They have these beautiful waist details and this little, kind of belt thing going on here on the sides. And the texture has to be, I think, one of the best things about Henry Cavill's Superman suit. The texture is absolutely amazing. Obviously I don't actually know what the texture feels like, but the way it looks, I love it. I love it so much. Let's move on to Batman vs. Superman, okay? Usually with these kind of movies, they tend to make changes from movie to movie and kind of make updates. Love the Man of Steel suit, 100%. But I think the little changes that they made to the BVS suit make it my favorite one. Change the hue of blue a little bit. I don't know if they changed the hue of blue. I think maybe the metal plate that they put underneath, which they have talked about in like featurettes and behind the scenes stuff, it's like this metal plate that they layered underneath the suit, this silver plate, and it kind of gives the suit this extra like luminescence, or this extra like way it catches the light. It adds another layer to it. I think maybe that's what changes the blue. The yellow and the red are they're more vibrant, but still very just rich, deep, beautiful hues of like gold and deep dark red. I think that's a much more appropriate way to describe the colors of these suits. They're not dull and muted. They're rich, deep, textured, what you think of in like paintings. The belt's a little bit different in this one, and they added like, I don't know if it's on the Man of Steel suit, but I know for sure on the BVS suit they added Kryptonian language and writing on the suit, and I think that was an awesome detail. And some of the really close-up shots that we have in the movie, like when Lois is placing her hand there, you can see it in more detail. One thing that really got me about these suits, especially BVS, is when you see set pictures, not pictures that are like, you know, from Clay Enos or from Zack or cinematic pictures, just regular set pictures. The suit is so beautiful. Their suits all look so beautiful and amazing from Zack's movies on set. And it just shows the quality that they have such good quality, and they have such beautiful design that they don't only look good on screen and in the movies and cinema. They look great just just seeing set pictures and behind the scenes stuff, especially with the added texture and aesthetic that Zack brings to his movies. It just pairs, it makes these suits look even more amazing. One of my all-time favorite shots of Henry Cavill in the suit is when he's walking in the courthouse and it's just quiet, and he's walking in down the hall, and you just see people around him stop and stare in awe. And it's a quick shot. It's not very long, but seeing him walk through, I will always love that scene. It captures the suit so beautifully, and it captures the mood and the tone of what's happening. And he's just got this, you know, the perfect expression on his face I love, that's one of my favorite shots of the suit ever. Now let's move on to Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I think seeing him in the black suit, fans were just so excited and happy that Zack did that. It's interesting because he's not actually wearing a black suit in the movie, but you can't tell because that's how amazing it looks. The studio was so against everything Zack wanted to do, they would not let him shoot in a black suit. So Zack shot in the red and blue suit, but he filmed it in a way that it could later be color corrected or change the color through editing and, you know, post-production to make it look black and gray, black and silver. And if I didn't know that story, if us fans didn't know that, you would just think that he's wearing a black and gray suit. They did such an amazing job. And we did see him in an actual black and gray suit in Man of Steel during that, you know, kind of vision nightmarish sequence where Zod is showing him the destruction of the earth. There he's actually wearing a black and gray suit. But in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he's not. They just changed the color. And I think it looks beautiful. Again, with that beautiful rich texture, it catches the light so just perfectly to kind of have like shimmer here and there, but it's not too much. The cape is kind of like a charcoal color, and then the S is more kind of similar, like a darker charcoal color, and then a layer of like silver underneath. It was awesome seeing him in that suit and seeing him go to kind of decide to wear that suit in the movie, come out of the ship in it, and it was beautiful. I love it, and it was really cool to be able to see him on screen in that suit before his time as Superman was over. What a cool way to be like, okay, I'm gonna shoot in a red and blue suit, but if I ever get to show my original vision, I'm gonna be able to also correct it to be a black and silver suit. You know, which is accurate to what's going on in the comics and animated shows, you know, movies. When Superman's resurrected, or when he comes back to life after being dead temporarily, he uses a gray and black suit. And so, but whatever, not gonna go down that road. I just want to, again, kind of talk about how amazing these suits are, and shout out to Michael Wilkinson again for creating such beautiful suits, and their design team, everyone that was involved. Not only, like I said, with this suit, but Ben Affleck's suit, Wonder Woman's suit, all of the Amazons, Amber Heard's Mira suit, you know, Aquaman, The Flash, Cyborg's design. He didn't actually have a suit, but his design was great. So those are my thoughts, you know, just taking a little trip down memory lane, looking at Henry Cavill's Superman suits, and just, I think it's set the bar for Superman suits, in my opinion. Going to be timeless, and it's always, it's just aged incredibly well. But thank you guys for watching. Share your thoughts below. Which one is your favorite suit? Thank you again for the support on the channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and check out anything you might have missed recently, including the short section. See you soon.